What an exciting win for Tyler Reddick at Talladega, who joins us now on NASCAR America Motor Mouse. Congrats on the win, Tyler. But I want to ask you about some of those late race moves. Did you watch the race back and think, man, that was a lot closer than I thought it was?
Yeah, I went back and watched, and definitely a lot of those moves that I thought weren't as bad were about as bad as they looked on TV, but I didn't care. I still won the race.
That's what we love about you, Tyler. Your aggressive nature and that you don't really care, and you're going to do what you need to do to be able to win the race. Very impressive win for you. But we understand today you've got some big news for us. Tell us what's going on.
Yeah, guys. I'm really. We've been working on this for a little while, but we fortunately come to the time where we can announce it. We're going to be back in the number 31 again for Children's Racing in the Cup Series, and then we'll be making our start at Kansas Speedway the following weekend.
That's awesome, man. That's great news. How about driving a Cup car? Would you imagine 2 years ago, where you're sitting right now, you'd be driving a Cup car?
Man, as you guys, as everyone's well aware of, I had my struggles, my fair share of struggles last year throughout the regular season, and man, it wasn't looking good. I'm not going to lie to you. I didn't know what was going to happen. I didn't know what next year was going to hold, but we were able to turn it around at the beginning of the playoffs, and ever since, and leading into this year, we've been running so well, and I feel like running so good, getting 2 poles, that win now that monkey off our back, getting that win, the 7 top 5s in 9 races, leading points. I mean, that stuff's helped a lot in adding to my case to trying to get back in the Cup car. And it was really cool that I was able to go to Kansas and be able to make my start there.
Hey, Tyler, you've raised your game on the track, but also on Twitter as well. We saw this morning that you were tweeting about the breakfast that they had at Richard Childress Racing to celebrate your win, and you tweet about you're going to be even more aggressive with that win coming up this year, if you could possibly be more aggressive. I know you also got a nice tweet from Bubba Wallace, who you've had a little bit of a Twitter rivalry with this year. Could you just talk about all that, about social media, and you're bringing, it seems like, more fun and being yourself this year?
Well, yeah, I've just tried to be as smart as I can about it, but you're going to take a couple hits, you're going to make a couple bad tweets, and that's just the way it's going to be. We try and keep it fun, keep it clean, poke a little fun at some of the haters. It's all good. It's Twitter, I feel like it's a place where you got to be careful about what you put out there, but it's better to be putting something out there rather than nothing. And, I just tone the filter down a little bit and let a little bit more information pass through the old filter, like I said.
Hey, Tyler, I want to make a statement, and I want you to respond to it. Christopher Bell has been the guy that everybody says is the next guy coming out of the Xfinity Series to go full-time to Cup, that can win races in Cup. I happen to think that you're right there with him. What do you think about that?
Me and Christopher come from dirt racing. That's a guy I never really got to race against growing up. But this year I've gotten to race with him so much more than I did last year. Last year, most of the season, he was just driving away off in the sunset, winning all those races. It's been so much fun to be able to battle with him because we both just push each other to the absolute limit, and more times than not, it raises the stakes for both of us, and we just keep pushing ourselves harder and harder and going faster. And I feel like a few of these races early on, we've been pretty fairly matched, and we've been able to keep pushing each other harder and harder as we go.
You mentioned at times you really didn't know where your career was going, and you were in the Truck Series and didn't know if you were going to be able to continue there. Found your way to the Xfinity Series, didn't know if you were going to be able to continue there. How much, though, did the championship race last year, winning the title at Miami, how much did that change your career?
It changed a lot of things. That was just a crazy night that went absolutely perfect in that final stage. The first 2 stages, it was not going good. We were last of the 4 drivers competing for the championship, and it looked like it was not going to go our way. But we kept working all night, like we had all year. Kept working and working, and we finally found where we needed to be, especially after bouncing off the wall and getting passed by Christopher. And I found the speed I needed to drive away with it. And ever since then, ever since the playoffs started, me and Dave Ellens kind of sat back down and re-honed in our focus, what we have to do before the playoffs started, and it seems like I've held on to that ever since, and we've been running a lot better.
Tyler, tell us about the process you've gone through. That you've always been fast, but in being fast, you tend to make a lot of contact. You tend to be in more wrecks than you really wanted to be, but we're not seeing that anymore. You still have that speed, but you're not in those incidences. What's been the process to get you there?
Well, you know, as I've ran more races in Xfinity Series and as I've understood the cars better, you know, I've kind of been able to. In the past, when I ran for Junior Motorsports, you know, I think we probably took the back of the car in the racetrack too much to try and just go fast, and you can't hang on to it every single time. And I've just tried to be smarter about it. There's some things that I picked up with Dave over there at Junior Motorsports. You know, just some things that in the back of the car that seemed to keep me happier, setup wise, and just small little tidbits. I was able to remember some of it, bring it over to RCR, and you know, on the simulator being ran, we were able to plug it in, and from there we've been able to just fire on all cylinders, it seems like, from the start of the season. The guys over there at RCR have been working really hard all off season. I was really excited coming in to this organization just purely based off of how excited they were to have the reigning champion coming over to them. So we've all been pumping each other up since the year even started, and as we've gone along, we've had each other's backs along every bump along the road, and that's what got us to victory lane on this past Saturday. Is we didn't give up when we probably could have started blaming each other for things going wrong. Jack Stan's getting left under the car. We win as a group, we lose as a group, and we're just really meshed together well as a team right now.
Hey, Tyler, congratulations on the Kansas race announcement. Real quick, is that a one-off, or are there maybe more Cup races coming later this year?
You know, we'll be working on some other stuff. You know, the details on that will follow throughout the year as they come closer to us. But for now, this is the main focus, the main announcement, is running this race at Kansas. It's a place that I've had my fair share of bouncing off the wall, but I feel like I've been a good speaker in the past. And it's a really good race car. So hoping to try my luck with this new aero package, see if, you know, I can't run it pretty much wide open right against the fence and see how fast we can go.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's a place you can run the top, so that should suit you just perfectly. Congratulations on that. Congratulations on the win. We'll see you soon, okay?
Thank you, guys. I appreciate it.
Hey, Motorsports fans, thanks for watching. Make sure you hit subscribe before you go for all the latest news and highlights across motorsports.